New boy John Hartson played from the start against Everton and played well too. Ian Wright showed his new teenage partner the ropes with a goal in 4 minutes, hungrily gobbled up from David Hillier's fine pass. Wright's delight tempered by another senseless booking later in the day. That's 20 goals now. Arsenal really can't afford to be without him. Everton captain Dave Watson has always been one of their most valued performers, but 25-yard equalisers with his left foot have never exactly been the centre-half speciality. Afterwards he said cheerfully, "I've been playing 15 years and it's only today I've realised that I'm left-footed." That was the end of the scoring, but not the story. Everton striker Duncan Ferguson, hustled by John Jensen, lost his cool. Off the ball, words were exchanged, then Ferguson angrily pushed Jensen to the ground. Ref Rob Hart had a front-row view, and Ferguson was on his way with 35 minutes plus still to play. He already has serious disciplinary charges to answer north of the border and now faces a 3-match suspension here. Joe Royle took an old-fashioned centre-forwards perspective.
By the letter of the law, the referee has been right on top of it and sent him off. I would think that 10, 15 years ago we would have finished with 6 aside if we'd have applied the laws that way, but nevertheless he's pushed the geezer and he's got to go.
Third time in the season.
Dave has been faultless. He's strong, he's honest, he's very popular and well respected in the dressing room, which is always a bonus. And he just hasn't made mistakes. I mean, I played with Dave at Norwich and he was a very sensible player then, and he's improved. He could still play international football.
Promoted Palace was struggling in the Premiership, but so were certain other teams of a rather better pedigree. Let's be honest, we needed those 3 points. The goals from Big Duncan and Paul Rideout saw that we got them.
Everton coming forward now. Barry Horn finding Hinchcliffe. Great provider from the Everton left flank. Ferguson with a header. Great goal from Duncan Ferguson. Well, the crowd loved that, and so too did the big Scot. Celebrates with his captain Dave Watson. It was a great cross. It just invited the header from Hinchcliffe, and it was a classic centre forwards position taken up by Ferguson. Martin couldn't keep it out. 1-0 for Everton. Well, the normal pristine condition of the pitch at Goodison Park is not at its finest at the moment, and both teams trying to deal with very windy conditions as Burrows finds Hinchcliffe again, the main provider, the main source for Everton, and Ferguson again on the end of that one. Can't keep his header down this time. And Nigel Martin happy to see that one drift over the top. But Andy Hinchcliffe will certainly be pleasing Duncan Ferguson with that kind of service. Everton still hold on to a 1-0 lead. Conditions getting a little boggy now in the centre of the field. It's Pitcher finding his captain Southgate. Poor pass. Hinchcliffe will get on the end of that one. He's past Richard Shaw here. There's a great chance opening up here now for Barry Horn. Back to Hinchcliffe again. Appeals for offside. Nothing given. Good stop by Nigel Martin. Well, Palace were all over the place there. They were stretched to the limit, and Hinchcliffe's shot was well beaten away by Nigel Martin, showing just why he's been knocking on the door of a full England cap. Southall, the Welsh international keeper, down the field. Coleman, mistake there though by Martin. A charge down by Rideout. He must score, and he does. Well, the easiest of finishers in the end for the Everton striker goes to celebrate with the Gladys Street faithful. 2-0 for Everton. And it was a mistake by, well, Coleman really put his goalkeeper Martin off. And as you saw, it was easily charged down. It was brave by Rideout. And he got the result for his bravery and wasn't prepared to give up any lost cause. Everton still lead then by 2-0, and Palace finding it difficult to get a toehold on this game. Lovely vision there by Ferguson. And he's found Hinchcliffe. He's got a great overlap here from Burrows. He shoots. Brilliant stop by Nigel Martin at full stretch, and David Burrows could have done no more than that. Well found by Hinchcliffe. He really got hold of it, and the save matched the shot. Still Everton leading then by 2-0. Palace with this corner then. It's Coleman at the near post. He rises and he scores. What a soft goal for Everton to concede, and Neville Southall is none too happy with his defenders. It was Unsworth who was beaten in the air by Coleman, and Palace get themselves back into it. It's 2-1. They struggle now to defend on this bog of a pitch at Goodison Park as Martin almost lost his footing there as he gets the ball down the field. Bad touch by Armstrong. Ferguson's in here. They're stretched once more. Palace, Ferguson must score. He does. And that will wrap up the 3 points for Everton. 3-1 they lead against Crystal Palace. It was Armstrong's poor touch, the man who's been linked recently with Everton. Ferguson went on unchallenged and found the bottom corner.
The away derby game was a non-event, at least as far as goals were concerned, but to take 4 points from the Reds in any season is very satisfying indeed.